This morning we're back in the Tesla. I'm still loving it. And we're off to Washington DC, so hopefully going to get some really great footage today. I'll see you there. We're now on the metro into Washington DC. And because it might be a bit rainy and muddy, Virginia has lent me some boots that my sparkly ones don't get all dirty. And she said because these are older ones, I can keep them. Someone a boot collection, which is probably very handy because I think Drifter, who I'm going to see tomorrow, has visions and ideas of me driving his tractor on his land. So I think these will be a bit more fitting than my sparkly ones. We've got off at Federal Triangle. We're now going to go and get a bus to do a loop. To travel the metro here, you need a metro card that you can get at any station for $5. And then you just load it up and tap and go. And you can also get it in your Google wallet and top it off online.
To that, Madison and 12, we just need to come down south and east a little bit, southeast a little bit.
Okay. Didn't expect the buildings to be so beautiful. And we've only just come out the station, we haven't seen anything yet. We're now on the circulator bus and you can use the same card as you do on the metro and you get a 50 cents off. It's only $1 anyway, but 50 cents if you've got a disability. I didn't use that. And it's free for the first 2 hours after you've got off the metro. From when you first tap on it, you can get on and off. And after that, 2 hours, and you have to start paying each trip.
East Basin Drive, and Jefferson Memorial, and Thomas Jefferson Memorial.
Franklin Roosevelt was in a wheelchair as he had polio as a child, but he kept it well hidden because he thought his weakness, or it'd be seen as a weakness, and that it was stopping running for office. But it said the illness gave him strength and courage he'd not had before. Think out the fundamentals of living and learn the greatest of all lessons: infinite patience and never-ending persistence. Amen to that. I love his saying, so advanced and so forward thinking way back then, but still we've continued to ruin our planet. And I just like one saying just behind me that says the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. The Roosevelt Memorial was really great. It's got some great stuff here. There's all his quotes written on the wall. What a great man. And he was president from 1933 to 1945. So for 3 terms, 12 years. But of course now it's only 2 terms, 8 years. And they're going into elections this year. And they have to choose between Trump and Biden. the National Cherry Trust Blossom Festival. There's all music and everything, because all these cherry trees were given to America by Japan, and they're very beautiful. In 1964, Martin Luther King said, "I have the audacity to believe that peoples everywhere can have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity, equality and freedom for their spirits." All those years ago. And 60 years ago. And still we cannot say that. Well, obviously we can say that because I just said it, but what I mean is it's still not equal, which is really sad 60 years on. This is really humbling, but what's most astounding is that before now I couldn't have even told you when the Korean War was, because we didn't hear about it or we weren't taught about it. And Virginia's grandfather actually fought in it and was based and stationed in Japan for 3 years with his family. We're now at the Lincoln Memorial, but it looks like there's lots of construction going on, so I'm not sure. It doesn't look like they can get up the steps, but we can see the reflection lake anyway, just here. And just on the right you can see the Capitol building. The sky is brightening up. It hasn't rained yet, but I'd just like to say thank you to my lovely friend Kim for knitting me my headband to keep my ears warm, because it's very much needed today. Good news, it's only half closed, so Virginia has said to me I can decide whether I want to attempt them or not. I think I can probably with the handrail. She's been very worried when we were walking around the lake or whatever it was. She thought I was going to fall in, but I didn't. I'm dry. I've got to get up these steps to go and see Lincoln apparently. He's up here and I have a date with him, so I'm going to do it. Just to give you an idea of my brain today, I thought it says, "As in the hearts of the people for whom he saved the unicorn." But he didn't save any unicorns at all. Well, he might have done, who knows? Now at the Vietnam Memorial. I'm thinking of my friend Paula and her hubby Dan and all the other people that were actually called up, which I only learnt about recently. The citizens were called up, even though it was a very controversial war. Many people had no choice other than to go and fight in Vietnam. And Paula's husband Dan was one of those that did die as a result of his service, an Agent Orange. This wall is huge, but I can just give you a rough idea of how many names are on. Just hundreds and hundreds. And even taller panels. And all these letters, apparently there was about 200 school children came down here, and they've just left all these envelopes here from a project that they did. We got off the bus at number 8, had a good walk around, and now we're going to get back on the bus at number 10, which I'm looking forward to sitting down. And actually I'd like to go and get a nice cup of coffee and some food. And I'd just like to say thank you to all those people that have bought me a coffee. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee, then you can do so by looking at the description below. The link is in there. It's up above in my bio. It's all around, and it is very, very much appreciated. Thank you.
It's supposed to be high school, but a lot of us are
Just got off at stop number 14 for Botanic Gardens, the capital, which isn't being stormed today. And then we're going to go over to the African Indian Museum. American Indian, not African Indian, American. There's an American African one down the other end. Another little balancing act, look, capital on my head. Mr. and Mrs. Drifter, who I'm off to see tomorrow, are Indians, so I'm going to look and see if I can find anything from their tribe here. Shall I attempt to say it? It's something like the Choctaw tribe. We want nothing from you but justice. We want our hunting grounds preserved from encroachments. They've been ours from the beginning of time. 1785. It may have started off well then, but I don't think it continued. all know that there was only one set of savages during all this time, and it certainly was not the native Indian Americans. Many treaties were signed with many different tribes, but as we know, none of them stuck, and they were treated horrendously. But finally, it says now that they have been, because at some point people said, oh, it's just paper, it's not worth what it's written on. Whereas the Indians originally, well, they did it by word of mouth. They didn't believe in the paper. White man came along and said it has to be written down, and then said the writing where it was written down was all rubbish anyway, and did exactly what they want. As we know, they always do. We always do. I'm not proud of my history, but it's there. I'm in my hula hoop, can't change it. You know what I'm thinking?
Nope. I'm not eating that crap.
All these food stalls and ice cream vans just play music to compete. I think it would drive me bonkers sitting in there all day. We had planned to go to the African American Museum after this, but having been reminded of how awful we were to the Indians, I really don't think I can bear to go and see how awful we were to the Africans as well. So we're going to go to the Capitol building instead. It's a long and hot walk from the front to the back of the Capitol, and we made it with 15 minutes to spare. For the visitor centre, it shuts in 15 minutes at 4:30, but nothing's open other than the gift shops. So being we're here, we might just go in and see what we can see and say we've been in the building at least. apparently all these statues, they're movable. And they can move them wherever they want, whenever they want. And he was the first king of Hawaii. And this was North Dakota Sakakakwi, a member of the Lewis and Clark expedition. And this is for Helen Keller. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. There is lots in here to see, but we've got 5 minutes. So I don't think we're going to see hardly any of it. Look like a great museum, but
the delegates are deadlocked over the fundamental question of just how people are to be represented.
there's only so much you can do in a day.
2 delegates from
So we're too late to see it, but
Yes.
this is the ceiling of the dome in the Capitol.
So this is, I thought we could go in here.
Well, we're there, look,
Here,
it's
look,
magic.
look,
It wasn't a wasted journey.
Different statues. They can move them and change them around.
Daddy, look at it. They did what it looks like on the outside. They just go all the way to the top.
Jeanette Rankin, I cannot vote for war. 1880 to 1973. New Mexico, Pope, holy man, farmer, defender, leader of the Indian Pueblo revolt. Philo Farnsworth, father of television. John L. Jack Swigert Jr., 1931 to 1982, astronaut of Apollo 13. Chief Washaki, 1798 to 1900. Wow. Really? It's 102. Eusebio Francisco Tino, 1645 to 1711. Explorer, historian, rancher, mission builder, and apostle to the Indians. Sarah Winnemucca, 1844 to 1891, from Nevada, defender of human rights, educator, author of first book by a native woman. Over there is the Supreme Court, and here is the Library of Congress. And there is I saw a tunnel, it's an underground tunnel that goes to it from the Capitol. But what I really love is all the little tulips getting ready to come into spring, reminding me of home. And I've decided I am going to get on my flight from New York in a week's time, 1 week today, and head home. I don't know what I'm going to do the whole time between now and then. I'm off to Tennessee tomorrow, and I'll take it from there. Back at Virginia's, all showered, all packed, all ready to go. Early start tomorrow, up at 6:30. I'd like to apologise for my very shaky hand today. I think it's just because I was so tired, did so much walking, but hopefully you managed to read some of what I tried to film. But for now, ta-ta, see you tomorrow.